Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you? How are you? Like, subscribe. I changed it, man. I just went ahead and changed the title. Tim's got a YouTube channel. How fucking hard can that be? People are under this impression that when you come up with these creative names that people give a fuck. It's the content, right? Let's fucking hope so. What's going on? What's going on? Movie review today. As I've said before, I love movies. I hope to write for movies one day. Screenplays, scripts, sketches. I teach a class at Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta. You're welcome to come through at any time if you want to learn about joke structure, the hero's journey, antagonist, protagonist, understanding the body of a story, figuring out when to make the drop, figuring out when to introduce the characters. I'm into that. Therefore, I find movies, new and old, to be absolutely fantastic. That's my classroom. I can't afford a real one, so that's where I go. I mean, isn't that what you do when you don't know what to do? You just go to YouTube, right? Yay, YouTube. So, and you can't find anything on there. I didn't realize that, but if you are looking to fucking fix it or make it happen, you can find it on YouTube. So, what's the movie we're going to talk about today? Today, the movie we're talking about came out in... Maybe I should find that information out before I just start rambling on about shit I don't know. Starring Robert Redford, Demi Moore, and Woody Harrelson. This... I want to say 1990. I want to say 1990, actually. This movie breeds the most ridiculous conversations for people who are in a relationship. If you are a couple, then one of you has said some old dumb shit like, and by one of you, I mean women. And I know it's a stretch, but women ask these questions. It's a real thing. They put these scenarios. I love that shit, man. When women get into this world where they're like, oh, I'm going to see how much he loves me by using this hypothetical random series of events. And then if, and only if, he answers the question correctly, will we now not have a fucking 2-hour conversation about the level of love or the direction of passion I should be throwing at you. It's a lot. And it always starts off with like some dumb shit like, if we were running in the woods and there was a bear chasing us, what would you do? I would survive. Like, I don't know. Like, no one knows what they're going to do in that situation. There's only a handful of people you can ask that know what to do because they've been chased by a bear. A handful. And these niggas all live in Alaska. Talking about if you got chased by a bear, what would I do? I'd trip you, step on your back, and then I'd leave you for dinner. Like, I don't know. What the fuck am I supposed to answer? Like, that's the craziest scenario. Lots of what ifs. What if there was a zombie apocalypse? And then, like, come on. So the movie that sparked all these stupid ass conversations was a little movie called Indecent Proposal. It comes out in 1993. Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, Robert Redford. Robert Redford being like, a lot of y'all don't know, Robert Redford's old as shit now, but he was like the first Brad Pitt. I mean, they even resemble in some points throughout their career when he was 25 and that nigga's 25. They're pretty white men. You know how much I don't like saying that. They're attractive white men. And cool, not just not just attractive, but charismatic as well. I feel that had James Dean not died, Robert Redford wouldn't have had the career that he had. James Dean dies, and now Robert Redford's, the hottest white guy out there. Even in 1993, he's old as shit. He did a lot of Sundance Kid, I believe. Lots of fucking movies. I could go on and on, but I don't know them or remember them. I probably should have switched that around. But yeah, so... And now I'm learning that women are always into older men. They are. I don't, when you were in high school and you'd get mad at that fine ass girl in your high school because she had the fattest grown woman ass. You know what I'm talking about. And then you'd see somebody who was clearly too old to be at a high school pull up and pick her up. Like this nigga here, yo, Morehouse going. You go to Clark and you smashing some girl in high school. She's got grown woman body. I get that. But that shit carries over. That shit carries over. I'm always surprised to see women my age. I'm 40 now. I'm always surprised to see women my age looking at older men. It's a thing. There's something about being an older man that makes women feel like they have a sense of security, experience. I can attest that I am way better at having sex now than I was when I was 20. So there has to be something to it, right? We can only expect. Only hope. So in that scope, there's this swarthy, charismatic, kind of Sean Connery vibe. I even want to say that Brad Pitt's kind of hitting that shit now. Like, now he's old and smoky. He done dropped the Angelina vibe. And, he's kind of doing, there's something that comes with being older. Men, for some reason, when men age, they get better looking. And for some reason, when women age, they do not. That is not a blanket across the thing. I have no doubt that there are plenty of women that age gracefully and beautifully, and most of them are probably black. No offense, white people. I'm just saying. The statistics don't lie. So, that being said, you have a lot of there's a lot of smoke. Like, I know that when I get in the car with my girl and a nigga pulls up in a Harley Davidson, the big ones, not the Harleys that you see in biker gangs. No, not the Sons of Anarchy Harleys. I'm talking about the Harleys with the V103 playing in the Quiet Storm, and the old brothers with the smoky beards and the music too loud. They real wide. They got I wish I could, but they got their arms out like this. I know that if we pull up to a gas station and my wife sees a nigga pull up listening to some Isley Brothers on his motorcycle, she gonna turn her head a second time. That's just kind of, that's what it is. There is an attraction to an older man from a woman. So that's kind of how Robert Redford gets in the mix. Because in 1993, the nigga's still old. He's an attractive old, but he's an attractive old for white people. Like, and once again, I got nothing against white people. I think it's just a sun thing. I think it's just a melanin thing and a sun thing. I know that Native Americans are hairless brown people that are very attractive. Puerto Ricans, kind of the same way. The darker it gets, the prettier they are. They're still a little bit hairy. That hair is a real roll of the dice. You can find a beautiful woman that look like Sasquatch below the knees. So you gotta figure it out. So the movie that we're gonna be talking about is one of those movies that sparks that conversation between couples. If you're not familiar with Indecent Proposal, and if you're not familiar with Indecent Proposal, that's okay. But you're familiar with the concept. The movie was so good. That it created this culture of understanding. It's like a title, Indecent Proposal. It automatically means that I am offering you something. I'm offering you money for your wife. That's kind of how it started. It just kind of brand named asking to have your wife for an evening, you know? Now, as you know, in my movie reviews, I just tell you the whole movie. I review the whole movie. There are nuances and character developments and little twists and turns that will make the movie exciting to you. It's not like you're going to listen to me say this and then all of a sudden you don't like the movie. That's not a thing. You're totally going to like the movie after I say it. You're probably even going to want to watch it more after I say it, after I talk about it. But you think about that, and it comes out in 1993. Demi Moore was fucking, I mean, like, when you look at Demi Moore in 1993 and then you look at the new, augmented, in shape, Ashton Kutcher vibe Demi Moore, I don't know if they're still together. I can't imagine that they are, how Hollywood works. But if you can imagine that, Demi didn't get a whole lot of work done. She was a pretty bad bitch. She didn't show off a lot of that thing in Ghost. But Demi had it going on. That's real talk. Demi had it going on now. She was a sexy little thing. And Indecent Proposal really showcases that. You get a couple of nipple shots. Sorry, that was creepy. But it is definitely one of those moments where you're like, okay, I see you. And then, because you got to think, what, White Man Can't Jump comes out in 92? Maybe? Look at me. It does come out in 92. So White Man comes out in 1992. Fucking Woody Harrelson is having an amazing, those 90s between Cheers and Rolling All the Way Up. He gets on in Cheers. It's a wrap. He's just bow, slamming out hit movies. He's no scrub now. So you got White Men Can't Jump, and then you have Indecent Proposal. Boom. Both of these movies kill. Back then in the 90s, about the average you paid for movies about $30 million. They gross way more than that. I still watch White Man Can't Jump. And I watched Indecent Proposal, my mistake, with my girl the other day. So here's the synopsis. This wonderful, very in-love couple are living their life. They try to build their dream home. The recession hits. They got to figure it out. They borrow some money from dad, and they say, fuck this little $5,000. We're going to Vegas to double it. So just like every stupid story in Vegas, they win a bunch of money the first night, and they say, instead of, they win $25,000 the first night. Instead of banking 20 and then taking the 5 and making that happen, maybe go put that 20 down on some shit. They weren't thinking like white people do. They weren't thinking ahead. Successful white people. I feel like I be tossing that white people shit around a lot. I can! I don't have to, You start respecting me like you respect that rescue you got from the shelter, and then I'll talk to you like a regular person. But I'm no kind of racist. I'm just a realist. And I'm a comedian, so laugh. Don't get so fucking caught up in your feelings. It's not that serious. So they were being irresponsible white people, and they went to the casino. Of course, this debonair millionaire named Robert Redford spots Demi from across the room, and over a course of time asks, is there a price for love? Is there a price for love? Now, mind you, you're talking to two people who are about to lose their ass financially, lose both of their houses. They're young. They feel like nothing can destroy their love. And they put a price on it. It says, I'll give you $100,000 to sleep with your wife. I have your wife for one night. No. $100,000? No. I can figure out how to make $100,000 in 2 years at least and find a way to keep my wife. But this is 1993. And is it really so crazy that somebody, I mean, it is crazy to make the offer, but the offer is $1 million for one night alone with your wife. So my girl wants to sit and watch the movie with me. Now, mind you, I watch movies. I usually have the TV on. TV's on, and I am typing screenplay or writing a press release or something like that. So that's what I'm doing. Now, I've seen the movie. I know what happens. It was her fault. I'm just going to say it. It was her idea, and it was her fault, and she left. Now, of course, my significant other doesn't believe that that's how it happened, but she watched the fucking movie, and that's how it happens. But for the most part, that's the story, right? The story is not them going out on a yacht, getting dropped off by a helicopter. The story's not the sex they have. The story is what happens after. Now, we get $1 million. This is how it was sold to me. Because I got one of those girls that she'll be like, oh, I can't believe they did that. And then halfway through the story, she looks at what the woman's doing and she's like, you know what? I can see that. I understand. That makes sense. Okay, whatever. The situation is that it's $1 million. Now, as a man, you have to say, I'm not letting you have. Now, there are two answers to this, right? There's two answers. One, our love is priceless. You can't put a price on our love. You can't put a price on our union. It's priceless. So that's the answer. That's the one perfect answer. The other answer is that our love is so strong, you could never tear it apart. So fuck her. Take her out. She knows who she's with. She knows where her bed gets made. She understands who she's spending her journey with. Now let's be serious, folks. Let's be dead ass serious. Yeah, she knows that. But she's never fucked a millionaire before. She's only been fucking you. Do you think that a man who pays $1 million for one night with a woman is just going to have sex with her? You can't truly believe that that's the case. I got $1 million, a bunch of helicopters, a yacht. And I'm out here getting women for $1 million. I'm a billionaire. It's $1 million. What? I got a bunch of these. So when I take her out, I'm trying to woo her. This is going to be an evening. Now, I don't know how y'all roll or what your prostitution history is like, but I can tell you like this. It is no fun when the spirit is willing and the flesh is weak. I do not like having intercourse with a woman that is not fully interested in me. I'll finish. But I don't enjoy that. So, I have to imagine a man who's a billionaire can already get women. This is something for me. This is a conquering moment. And if you can't realize that, then you've already lost. Now, if you're the jealous type, that's not something you would ever do. You couldn't even imagine that if you're the jealous type. I always find it funny when broke people get jealous. Like, you're jealous because you're questioning the decision that your partner makes. The only reason you're questioning those decisions is because they made a bad decision with you. I can tell you like this, every time every time I've gotten jealous or irritated or something like that, it has nothing to do with my mate at all. Nothing to do with my mate. It has everything to do with the fact that I like hoes. I'm not the best decision. And you chose me. I know that I'm not what's up. I know that you could do way better. That's why I'm jealous. I'm jealous because I know that you make bad relationship choices. And I only know that because you're in a relationship with me. What the fuck do you think? Like, I like women that are easy and like to get drunk. That's why I'm with you. I can't have that roaming around in the world, goddammit. It sucks. Oh, he jealous because I don't have any feelings towards that man. I know you. You're my woman. Once I look at you and I look at me and I say, oh, you done chose this. Well, you might fuck anything. So, and I know it's a really backwards way of thinking, but that's all that is. Anytime you see a man out here getting jealous, it's because he know he ain't shit. Why the fuck would I get jealous if I got everything to offer? If I have everything to offer, why am I getting upset? But that's kind of the stigma, right? Women get upset because men are pieces of shit and they cheat all the time. That's a whole nother story. But when a man gets upset, that is him knowing that he's just not the bee's knees. Or he knows that other knees are B-er. That didn't come out right. More B. I don't like it. Whatever, that nigga know he ain't shit. So, that's what happens. They come back. They're about to get the house back. All these things are about to happen. And he can't fucking take it. He can't imagine a world, and that's another thing. Ooh-wee. Men can't stand it. Ask a man his least favorite thoughts. One of them is, it always has something to do with his mother passing away, his children getting harmed, or thinking about somebody fucking his woman. Now, don't get me wrong, I watch porn. I know there's a whole group of people out there that are totally into watching other people fuck their mates. I know there's a whole group of orgy people and what do you call them? Swinger people that are into that. They like to watch this, that, and the third. They like to do all that. Okay. That's not the majority. The majority of people don't like thinking about other people having sex with their partner. The majority. It's cringing. It makes it hard. So he is going through this. He can't figure it out. He can't figure it out. So much, and I'm familiar with this practice, so much that he got so annoyingly jealous and so ragefully consumed by the thoughts of, who you on the phone with, what you doing, where you going, all that shit, where you headed. I know you liked it. Did you like it? Did you like it? Because that's what it is, right? I don't care if you had the sex. I just didn't want you to enjoy it. But this is a man who travels all around the world with billions of dollars. He probably has access to the best dick pills, even if it doesn't work. So that's what happens. And then in turn, he pushes her away. He gets so rageful by the fact that she's had sex with this man and that she's enjoyed it. Because that's what happened. That's what happens, right? Motherfucker be like, what'd you do? What'd you do? Well, how'd it go? Well, how'd it go? Just tell me. Just tell me. Just tell me. It was good, motherfucker. I came 3 times. Now you mad. Now I done told you and you can't deal with the space. So he has to go. But what we don't know is that Robert Redford's all about this. He chases her down. He sends her flowers. While you sad, Woody, Robert's over here laying his whole damn Mac down. So she starts fucking Robert Redford and they have an amazing life together. Like it's the shittiest love story ever, y'all. She leaves the nigga. She has sex with a millionaire and then she leaves him. That's it. crazy that your wife would have sex with another person that has way more things and money than you, and all of a sudden she's fucking enamored by by the romantic possibilities? It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. Women aren't motivated by sex, unfortunately. I wish they were. I know some are. They got special names for them. But women aren't necessarily motivated by sex. So if you have charisma, money, access, trips, beaches, planes, I mean, you can probably have a halfway decent dick. I have to assume. I don't know. I don't have any of those things. I'm still working on struggle dick. I'm doing fucking YouTube in my basement. And, that's that's what happens. But Indecent Proposal. If you ever want to have a great conversation with your mate, watch Indecent Proposal together, and they'll say, well, and honestly, you might look at your girl you might look at your girl, or look at your man, or whatever you call as a partner. You might look at your mate and be like, ain't nobody gonna give me no $1 million for you. Because that's a real thing too. Like, your girl might be like, what if somebody offered you $1 million for me? I would take it because you are worth a hard 3,000, bitch. What are you talking about? But yeah, man, I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. A Black Ass Tim, what's up? I like the movie. It stokes a conversation. It gets things moving. It makes people feel as though that could happen to them. No one is walking up to you with $1 million trying to get your girl. If I got $1 million, I can just get a bunch of girls. But you see the point. It's definitely a conversation starter. I would be careful, gentlemen, because there are times when you might think that you are doing your best to salvage a argument or conversation. This is one of those movies that can really put you in a trap. You'll look around and be like, oh shit, are we breaking up? Because I told this. It'll happen just like that, man. It'll happen just like that. So, watch Indecent Proposal. Check you out some young Demi, some old Robert Redford. Woody Harrelson's always been great. From what I understand, he's kind of neurotic as a actor now. I wouldn't know. I don't know him. I don't believe any of that shit about those rumors and shit. They're always like, oh, he's this, he's that. Maybe he is. I'll never know. When I meet Woody Harrelson, I'll tell you. I'll let him when I'm sitting down in a script reading with Woody, I will let you know what kind of cat he is. But until then, great performances by everybody. It's $1 million. The cool thing about it is because he's not just gonna give him $1 million. He calls his lawyer friend to get to write out the deal, so it's all legal and everything like that. The first thing his lawyer friend says is, a woman like that, I could have got you $2 million. You see what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, check it out, share, do all that good shit. This is Tim's a movie critic. Tim watches movies. Tim's got a movie. This is Tim doing movie shit. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you don't care if you made it this far through the video. But thank you so much for tuning in. Click and subscribe. Get that money. Get that ass. I'm just trying to be positive. I don't know what people need to hear. Go get that bag. I miss my son. I love him. Hope I see him soon. All right, it's getting weird. Love you. Bye.